Hi, here
Hello.
we are again.
Hi.
This is Lori DeJuliet. She is a modern day spiritual facilitator, published author. She has a flourishing spiritual practice, and she's embarked on a really cool project that we're going to be talking about today called the Compassion Project.
That's right.
So, Lori, what is the Compassion Project?
I needed some ink for my printer, and so I ran across the street. I live in Southern California, and I was going into Target. So, two young people sitting out in front of Target, boyfriend and girlfriend, I assume, a couple. They hadn't been on the street very long because if you work with homeless people, you can kind of gauge how long people have been out there. But he was very dope sick. They were waiting for a drug delivery, which happens in this parking lot a lot. And I stopped to talk to them, and his eyes met my eyes, and he looked into my eyes, and this whole conversation happened mind to mind. And that conversation, even though it might have been a nanosecond in our real time, felt like it lasted at least an hour. And when he looked at me, I said, why is this happening? And the answer came back, you don't have self-compassion. And I said, oh, he doesn't have self-compassion. He needs to have more self-compassion. And it was very clear to me, no, I don't have self-compassion. I don't love myself enough. And with that, it's very hard sometimes experientially when you have these dialogues to relay it. But the feeling that I had was, if everyone took the responsibility to really explore and really be responsible for the amount of self-love they have and peace they have for themselves, you could change the world. And all it has to do with is one person at a time.
You meet these young people on the street, you really get this intuitive hit, essentially, that like, I need to do something about self-compassion, right? So you create a project for it, and I'm participating in the project, and it's hard so far. It's been hard and amazing.
It's interesting because once people start reading this stuff, they start going, this is kind of hard, because you have to start looking at yourself. So that's requirement number one. It's like you're jumping fences.
Because all the students have to go through the experience of what is self-compassion, where do I not have it, what does it mean when I don't have it, and what does it mean when I do have it, right?
Well, they also have to do a certain amount of self-reflection to answer some questions in the modules.
Yeah.
Okay, and that, for some people, starts some stuff.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I don't want to look at that. So it's you and yourself.
Right.
Okay, and so then the next requirement is that once you read it and you complete it, we get together. I know you and I get together once a week, and we record the calls, so you can have the audio on what the conversation is and what your reactions were, and those are really juicy audios, as you and I well know. And then because it's a heady piece of writing and it's just a recipe and not a cake, you bake the cake. You have to engage your heart.
And it's an experience.
Chances are when you're not in your highest truth, you have shut down your ability to create. And when we can't create, we feel stifled and stuck and in hell. And a lot of people have taken a back seat because they don't feel good about themselves. They don't feel good about what they can do in the world. And there are many reasons why. Maybe somebody told them that, or they compare themselves. We could talk endlessly ad nauseum about that. But when we shut ourselves down and we're not in our truth, we have stopped creating. When you move into creation, there are millions of alternatives. So mostly when people have stuck, anytime you meet somebody that's stuck, or if you're out there and you feel like you're stuck, chances are you have unplugged from creation.
Which means you're not traveling in your truth and you're not plugged into your inner guidance.
Right. So everything that we experience physically and emotionally is our higher self saying, hey, come over here. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. And what we do is we run. Or we shut down with drugs and alcohol or work or whatever, busyness. But really your higher self is always calling to you. And that's where you feel that anxiety. Well, there it is again. There it is again. Something's bugging me. Something's bothering me. There's something I feel like I need to be doing.
And you want to push it away.
Yeah. The heart is not in it. There is no discussion of the heart or opening the heart to yourself. And that's a big component. I mean, that's the meat in the hamburger, right? And so you need to go through your own experience of what it took for you to open your heart to yourself and record that and then teach that. There'll be someone that comes to you and say, I want to go through this, and you'll take them through the same process you
But
go
it's
through.
just paying forward, like it's paying it forward.
It's a chain.
So you're building this wave of like self-compassion.
Right,
Right?
right.
What a cool idea, Lori. Where did this come from?
Well, it didn't come from me. You know, as you know, I channel. And so actually, it really has to do with me because I really want to be free. I want to be free. I don't want to see suffering anymore. And I don't, I create my own world and I see what I want to see. And I see with my mind and not my heart. So there's components of my heart that aren't open, and I have to open my heart to myself.